We've had so many years of Rashid ever since season 2 of Street Fighter 5. That's like going on 10 years soon, you know what I mean? So Rashid is definitely top 2 in my opinion. Capcom just really like Rashid.
What is going on, guys? Fighting Game Select is here. We are back again to talk about some Street Fighter 6. Hey, man, I had to hit up my boy JB once again. What's good with you, my brother?
Yo, what up, man? Thank you for having me once again, bro.
There's been a lot of changes of Street Fighter 6 that when you first read it, it doesn't feel like it's a lot, but I feel like as you play it, you start feeling like those changes really matter a lot, especially like damaged nerves and things like that. But we're going to go ahead and talk about Rashid, bro. One of the characters that kind of got a slap on the wrist, you know?
Oh yeah, not even. He got a bracelet put on that wrist.
Yeah,
A diamond
bro.
bracelet.
Yeah, bro. Even though he's like really strong right now, a lot of people isn't really talking about him as much, but I did hear from the grapevine that he could potentially be one of the best characters in the game. I wanted to ask, what is your thoughts on that?
I think Rashid is top 2. I don't really know about top 1. I feel like top 1 can really change. Like some people put Zangief as top 1, which I definitely don't see that. I would put Gao as top 1. Just because Gao is just a character that shuts as he always does, every Street Fighter game, you know, he shuts every character down so easily. He plays the same game, doesn't have to change matchups at all. Like even if characters have a anti-fireball tool, he still could throw boom whenever he wants, you know. But Rashid is definitely top 2 in my opinion. Top 3, I would say, if you really want to downplay him, but you can't downplay him under top 3. There's no way. Like he's just really that strong, and the main reason is just because of his level 2. If it wasn't for his level 2, Rashid would probably be one of the worst characters in the game, to be honest.
Damn, that's kind of rough. I mean, it sucks because you know you're on Capcom's like blessings when if they ever change level 2 in any shape or form that isn't really as good.
Yep.
It can really change the character drastically, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I don't think Capcom will ever make Rashid a weak character. I feel like Capcom is Rashid is Capcom's baby somehow. I don't know, man. It's like we've had so many years of Rashid ever since season 2 of Street Fighter 5. That's like going on 10 years soon, you know what I mean? So just for the fact that Rashid has been strong for that long, never really got significant nerfs, and even in Street Fighter 6 he's strong, it just shows me that Capcom just really, I think they just really like Rashid. Kind of like they like Ken. You know, Ken is always a contender no matter what.
Before I even jump, let's get a round of applause for all the Ken players out there. They has convinced everybody that this character sucks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They, like I don't know if they went to school for this. They got like an associate's degree or a bachelor's, but
They're
you
just
know
the greatest down
they
players,
got
bro.
they got me, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
I know, man.
They got me. And then in this patch, they still don't think this character is as good, and it's really impressive, man. It's really impressive for a character that got only really good quality of life changes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Ken has just always been well, throughout Street Fighter 6's lifespan, he's always been a top character, right? I kind of do sometimes get the point of when they say maybe he's not top 5, maybe he's not top 3. But the only reason for that is just because certain characters like Guile and Rashid, fight him really well. And you know, kind of like turn off a lot of his offense with level 2, Guile with his sonic boom. But regardless, Ken is still a very strong character, you know what I mean? Like he still has amazing corner carry, really good damage, he has a really good low forward, he has really good buttons. He's just always going to be a good character, you know what I mean?
And you know, just to kind of jump on, we were talking about matchups. Like, what makes Rashid top tier? I know level 2 is really good, but how's his matchup spread?
So Rashid's neutral isn't absolute greatest. He has some tools like stand medium kick, he has crouch fierce, he has stand heavy kick. Those are all moves that are very, very hard to actually space properly. Kind of have to have a good feel for the matchup in order to use those buttons. On top of that, right, one of Rashid's main weaknesses is his anti-airs. His heavy mixer doesn't have as much invincibility or a really good hitbox for that matter. It gets hit out of the air a lot. EX goes way too far forward, so if it's an opponent who has a really downward facing jump attack, it could be a really big problem for Rashid. So Rashid does okay with his fireball in neutral. He does pretty good, but it's once his level 2 is out is when he really starts playing the game, you know. And because this game has such high meter gain, every character gains level 3 in like one round. Of course, his level 2 is going to be such a big part of his gameplay, you know.
Yeah, and you know they tried nerfing it, but I really feel like the nerf really didn't make it like as apparent that I guess they try to,
Well,
which is
yeah, I
okay.
mean,
Which is okay, I think, because I don't think that they should just nerf the meter game, like to the point where like it's like wow, like don't ever use this. You know what I mean? Like
well,
so.
well, I mean,
Go
they
ahead.
they did they did nerf the meter to where you just can't gain meter while the level 2 is out. But that doesn't actually nerf the level 2 itself. So when he does have level 2, he's still Rashid. He's still the same character he was in season 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On top of that, has some added combos too with light eagle spike into level 3. So that's pretty much what has Rashid so high in the tier list. At least now you can't just throw loop your opponent 4 times and gain another level 2 before the other one is even gone. You know what I mean?
That was crazy.
But it's still really strong, you know. It's still a game closer, you know. Like if your opponent, even if they have level 3, but if your opponent is low on health, 2 throws will kill them. You pop that level 2, man, they're probably gonna lose that round. You know, they have to do something really risky, something really, I guess, crazy, just to try to mitigate the level 2. But most of the time, it's not gonna work out, right?
Cool character, right? Like, believe it or not, like even though he's like one of the strongest characters, he's a very like interesting design because
Yeah.
a lot of those stuff that he has, you know, like without that, he's resource dependent. Like he's
Yeah.
very resource dependent, and I like his level
I
1, his level
mean,
2. But
yeah, sorry. The Street Fighter 5 player in me really likes things like level 2 to give Rashid, like things that characters have that makes them a little more powerful during the game. The Street Fighter 5 player in me really likes things like that, right? Because I started competing in Street Fighter 5, so I like things like V Trigger. I think V Triggers in 5 were just a little too scrubby. They were just a little too powerful.
a little too
They,
scrubby.
they, they,
I thought it was broken, dude.
yeah, it was like I really hate the comeback mechanic of Street Fighter 5 that some characters had. Not every character, right? Like Karen didn't have a broken V trigger, right? But then characters like Rashid, characters like Colleen, Laura for
Luke,
sure, Urian,
Luke.
yeah, all those characters had V triggers that are just really hard to stop. They're great comeback mechanics. They're probably gonna win the game after popping it, you know, even though they've been losing the entire round. So, but I like characters that have things like that in Street Fighter 6. I just wish they weren't as strong. So I would be all for them nerfing Rashid's level 2 a little more, but they also have to nerf Blanca's level 2. They also have to nerf
But
JP's
see,
level 2.
that's the thing. If that's why I don't want them to really nerf it because
Hmm.
I feel like everybody else was going to get hit too, and like
Exactly.
some characters like I truly think what's keeping like Ed being like really good right now is his level 2, right?
Mhm.
And like his level 2 is not like super crazy, but
Yeah.
the return he gets off of it is really good. You
Yeah,
know?
it's
And
very
like
situational, especially that hard damaging combo he gets, or that big damage combo he gets, but
yeah, it's
it's
only
kind of
corner to
hard to
corner.
do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
only corner to corner. Like you have to be in the corner to get hit by
yeah,
it for
exactly.
it. Yeah, so but it will suck where like they'll nerf it, and then like even if they nerf it, like let's say for example you get that hit off in the corner, then even the level 2 where you have them in the corner it doesn't do it. It's not that good.
Yep.
So I like that's why I think like characters like that, I think remaining intact is like really good. Even though
Yeah, hell yeah.
Rashid,
Yeah.
Rashid toolkit is so like unique for what it is. So it's really hard. Like right now, like there's a lot of characters that are strong that are like healthy strong, minus like Zangief right now.
I don't know about Zangief, man. I just hate fight. All I know is that I hate fighting that character so much.
You
Um,
know, I didn't know that like drive rush jab into like headbutt, like you actually can't get out of that. Like
yeah.
you have to DP.
Well, I think if they do stand light kick driver, so only if they hit you. So if they hit you with the stand light kick into drive rush, and then they do the headbutt, then you can't get out of it. But
That's
if you
crazy.
block it, I think you can press a button. But regardless, they can just SPD you, right? Or or do some other thing. One thing I really don't like about Zangief is that I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I think he's the only character that has a stand light kick into drive rush low that's a true block string. So you know how like a good way to stop characters from doing unsafe things from drive rush
Oh, that's
is
right.
to DP them, right? So like
Yeah,
let's say
that's
Ken does
right.
jab, 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 drive rush, you can EXDP that because it's not a true block string, right? Like you can always EXDP no matter what he does. Even if he does a four frame, you can still EXDP it. But Zangief is the only one that has stand light kick, drive rush, crouch light kick. So if you try to jump out, if you try to DP level 3 and he hits you with that crouch light kick, you're
That's
gonna eat another mix up. You're gonna need a level 2. Now he has a combo into level 3. But yeah.
Yeah, he is because his crouch light kick is 4 frames. I think he's the only character that has a 4 frame light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a low crouching.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I was like, as you was explaining it, I was like, you know what? That's actually so broken that he has that because
Oh,
not a lot of
it's just a straight up mix up every time he puts you in one of those.
you know how like people always say like, man, Luke gameplay doesn't change even when he's in even in the burnout. I actually feel like Zangief actually gets 10 times stronger without burnout or in burnout. Like,
Oh, only because of his stand heavy punch, right?
yeah, dude, because you're trying to like take your in your head, you're like, man, I want to take advantage of him being a burnout, but you can't.
Yeah, yeah. I hate it. I hate stuff like that in the game. One thing about Geef is that apparently I think that a while back, so during season 1, people found out that you know how Geef has armor on his stand heavy punch, right? Well, the
Okay.
armor starts up after like frame 2, I believe, or something like
Okay.
that, right? The problem with that is that if you negative edge it at the perfect timing, you can actually have the armor start up on frame 1 and make the stand heavy punch the same amount of frames as if you just tap it, but now it has armor. So it's so weird. It's like you make it the same amount of starter frames, but now it has armor because you just held it for like a little bit longer. And you know, it's not extremely easy to do, but he can definitely do it. So
Yeah,
it's even
it's
hard to
optimal.
like DI it on reaction because that's one thing that you can do against Geef stand heavy punch is that whenever you see that move, if they hold it, you can just DI on reaction. But it's not slow enough to do it if they just tap the button. You know what I mean? It becomes
Yeah,
really hard.
yeah. Yeah, dude. I can't. I know this is supposed to be a Rashid video, but man, that character is
No,
very
man. I
interesting.
just
He's a very interesting adversary, right?
I am not a fan of people getting top tier their characters be top tier if they're just random players, you know what I mean? Like all Geefs want to do every single time is just put you in mix up that are just rock paper scissors or even yeah, and they're mostly in his favor unless he does SPD, but if they never do SPD in a match for some reason, they could just still beat you. You know what I mean? All they ever want to do is just try to find a way to get level 3 out, to get an SPD out. They jump like crazy, especially against Rashid. You know, like it's just really annoying to have a character like Geef be top tier, and I think that's where all the hate comes from. A lot of people just don't really like fighting characters that fight very what is it like unconventionally. You know what I mean? Like everybody
Yeah.
just wants characters who play footsies to be top tier for some reason. Fighting games isn't like that. You know what I mean? No fighting game is gonna be like that, where only the characters who play true footsies, Ryu, Ken, Akuma, you know, Chun Li, Cammy, are gonna be top tier, and then those characters are top tier, by the way. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
people just don't really like a character like Zangief being top tier because he it kind of feels like he has to cheat his way to win. You know what I mean? But a lot of the cheats he does are in his favor. You know?
Yeah, and the craziest part is the reward he gets out of it.
Oh yeah,
You
for
know,
sure. Yeah.
I think if the game was 3 out of 5, I don't think Zangief would be as
I
scary.
I agree. I agree.
But
Definitely.
because it's first to two, you know, you could
Yep.
go to a tournament, you go to a tournament, you potentially might not have any sound. You know,
Oh, you get scooped up. You
four
get.
medium kick it becomes 10 times stronger. You know, like he just gets a power, like he gets a gradual
Yeah.
boost. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So to capitalize back on Rashid, do you feel like there's any character that just dominates him so far?
I would say the only characters that I really have a lot of problems with, it would have to be Aki and Zangief. I think those two characters are really hard for Rashid. They're really hard for him to anti-air, like really difficult for him to anti-air. Aki's what is it? Jump heavy punch, I believe, or jump heavy kick. One of those moves that just goes straight down like a spear. It's really hard for him to anti-air. Aki makes level 2 kind of like non-existent with her EX slide. And it's actually really hard to throw her on reaction as well. But yeah, you know, like those are the reasons why I hate those matchups. But Geef is also because you just can't jump on Geef, and once he has level 2, you can't throw fireballs at him either. The neutral game is very hard, so Those two characters I feel like kind of destroy Rashid.
I feel like those two characters are very popular this patch.
Oh, they're super
Like,
popular. So many people are starting to use Aki lately, and even Geef, you know. But
yeah,
I think
like
Aki
Mana
more.
playing Geef. I was like, bro, what is going on?
Well, you know, Mena knows which character is gonna be top tier. So Mena's picking a character, then you know
Yeah, but
that character is gonna be cheap.
to see his style where he has like a lot of mobility and a lot of his characters, and then go to Geef is it's so interesting to me. You'll say he's in the top three category, and you'll say that Guile. You said Guile, and who else is above him? That potentially.
Well, I think Gai's the only one who's above him, but some people put Geef above him as well. Some people think Geef is the best character in the game.
That's crazy. I don't think like I hate him, but I don't hate him to the point where I'm trying to like off with your head, Ned Stark type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah. I mean, honestly, being top two in this game is interesting because I feel like there's like 10 characters that is very strong in this game right now. Like 10 characters that can potentially be top 5.
Oh, there's so many characters you see now. It's so cool, actually. I think the game is pretty balanced. Well, I feel like Rashid is a character that requires a lot of work to be top tier with. He's not a character you could just pick up and just be really good. Characters like Akuma, right? Characters like Luke. Anybody could just pick those characters up, even sub them, pick them as secondaries, and go ahead and top 8 if you're a good enough player. With Rashid, I feel like that's pretty much next to impossible unless you're a legacy Rashid player. Unless you've been playing him for a long time and have put a lot of work with him. But, that's also why probably so many people, or a lot of people aren't really calling for off with his head with Rashid, right? I think it's just because it's only the same people doing well with him. You know what I mean? Oil King, Gachikun, Big Bird. Rashid is strong, yeah. When those players come to those tournaments, yeah, they be bodying people. You know what I mean? But it's only them. You know, it's not like you see a million brand new Luke players in season 1 come up. People became superstars overnight. You know what I mean? Like their life changed,
Luke
bro.
and JP were some
exactly
superstar makers, bro.
Exactly.
Super Mario Maker was
my career characters, bro. 99 overall, you know.
My career mode, but you can actually pay to win, dog. But overall, your thoughts on the game balance right now?
I think the game is amazing. I think the balance is really good. I like if you watch top 8 spreads whenever a tournament goes on, it's almost always like 7 different characters, 8 different characters most of the time. You know, like you see 1 Luke in there now. You don't see 5 Lukes every top 8. You only see like 1. You barely see JPs anymore. You see a Ken, you see a Jury, you see a Guile, Cammy. Like it's you see so many different characters now. It's actually pretty sick. Like it makes me happy seeing that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And last but not least, how you feel about Jamie this patch?
Jamie's still kind of low tier. He's still bad. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Unfortunately, I was hoping he'd be better, but nah.
You know what's sad, bro? I feel like he's like he got the Geef effect where if they give him a specific change, he's just gonna be just like Zangief.
Oh, you never know. Yeah, for sure.
He's gonna be obnoxious.
Yep.
Like so annoying. Like anybody can just pick up and just swagger step, and I'm in.
Yep.
You know, like
they just got to make a couple moves plus, and then it's over. You know, that's it. You know what I mean? Like they just got to make a couple moves. He got like that's what they did as Zangief. They just made a couple moves, just either safer on block, more plus, and that's it, bro. That's it. GG's. You know. So
yeah, man. Honestly, I was thinking like, dude, they should make the overhead target combo off level 2. They should make it where you could like get pressure afterwards. Like that is not
that'd be cool.
Like something like that to like get, or like EX drink. EX drink should be like a mechanic. That would be nice.
I think that they just need to do more. They need to give him more plus frames in situations where he can EX. He can command grab after. Like I feel like whenever he has a move that's like, let's say he has a move that's like +2, +3, because his EX command grab is 8 frames. You know what I mean? So they never give him something that is +5, right? So where there's a 3-frame gap. So if the opponent mashes a button, you'll still command grab. He doesn't have anything like that, you know. So like, and if he does, then it's not gonna space him correctly. The EX command grab will whiff. So on top of that, I also think that his command grab should be put at level 2, not level 3. So you got to be careful with Jamie. He's one of those characters, just like you said, right? You give him one little buff, you never know.
Yeah,
He might
yeah,
become
bro.
the best character in the game, you know?
Yeah, man. It's crazy because again, like he has so much depth in him, but that's the problem. He
Yeah.
got too much. He has too much depth. You
You
know
got
what I
too
mean? Like,
much, yeah.
with that being said, man, hey man, thank you so much for coming through. Where can they find you, dude?
Of course, man. You can find me on Twitter, tryhardjb, and you can also find me on Twitch, tryhard_JB. I'm gonna start streaming a lot more regularly, so I'm gonna start training for Evo, so you guys can find me there. And I hope to see you guys there, man.
Let me know in the comments section below how you guys feel about Rashid and how you guys feel about the balance of the game. Hope you guys enjoy the conversation. I apologize first and foremost to all the Kent and Zangief players in the chat or just watching the video right now. I know you guys are feeling some type of way, but just know that I am here for you guys too, just not with you guys, okay? Make sure you guys leave in the comment section below, leave a like, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Later,
Peace.
guys. Peace.